Across most of the world, the tallest building in almost every major city is a bank tower, cathedrals of finance. The Royal Bank building in Toronto takes the cake. Towering 41 stories over the downtown, it gleams golden in the morning sunshine. The answer to where's the gold? Astonishingly, it's baked into the windows. The glass of the 14,000 panes is cooked with 2,500 ounces of gold leaf. Now that gold is valued at over $3.5 million. The effect is spectacular. It is an appropriate setting for one of the world's most successful precious metal funds.
There's a king of
the fund is run by the billionaire philanthropist Eric Sprott. He says the history of the world is the story of gold.
The oldest coin we have is from Ionia, and it's dated 580 BC. And some over here as well, I guess, that are Roman.
Pinned to the wall in contrast is a $1 trillion Zimbabwe note, an inflated fate Sprott believes ultimately awaits most paper currency.
All of the gold in the world ever produced is still above ground because people don't lose track of gold.
For his investors, it's critical for Sprott to keep track of gold, and right now, he's convinced there's something wrong with the arithmetic. He has assembled a team to track gold internationally, headed by economist Frank Veneroso, a legendary gold analyst.
The gold market is a very shadowy market. It operates in all kinds of countries where there's very, very little in the way of organized information, data collection, what goes on with central banks and bullion banks. They never tell you. They never expose themselves.
In the year 2000, Veneroso conducted a forensic investigation of the movement of gold from government banks to the bullion banks. He discovered they had been covertly leasing their gold on a massive scale. Bank of England gold, for example, was leased to bullion banks. In turn, the banks took the rented gold and sold it.
The way that was done is that there would be an armored car. It would take it to Stansted Airport. That would then be flown to Switzerland. It would be re-refined in a refinery in Switzerland, which then produced little bars and big bars, which were then turned into jewelry, which was then hanging on the women of the world, right? Where is that gold now? That gold isn't around. It's not in a depository anymore.
Yet while the gold is gone, the Bank of England, or Fort Knox, for example, can still claim to own the gold because it's on their books as rented, not sold. It's a dangerous game. Gold has always been seen as the canary in the mine, a barometer measuring the world's economy.
If we all woke up tomorrow and saw gold was up $100, you'd think one of three things. You'd think there's a problem in the financial community, a war has started, or somehow we're going into hyperinflation. That's the message of gold.
So what's happening now? Who is buying gold? And where is that gold coming from? Central banks in Russia and China are big buyers.
1,000 in the central banks. China, at least 500 tons. You got your ETFs are 200. So I got 1,700 right there. I haven't even gone to the U.S. Mint, the Canadian Mint. I know what their sales were in 2000.
The demand is huge. Can gold mines keep up? Sprott says no.
There's actually only 2,200 tons mined that's even available to buy.
Your conclusion then is there has to be an official sector supply, and it has to be very big.
Yeah, I'm already up to 2,400 tons now using this data. But I think the elephant's in the room already. That's my view.
For Eric Sprott, the elephant in the room is this. Western central banks are running out of gold, gold that cannot be replaced. Could the mystery begin and end at Fort Knox? Goldfinger. Many regard the Sean Connery Bond film, featuring a Fort Knox plot, as the best of the early 007 movies. It won box office gold, reflecting the world's fascination with the precious metal and what really might be going on behind the gates at the United States Gold Depository, guarded at the Fort Knox Army Base. The director of the American Museum of Finance, Richard Silla, says Fort Knox has a controversial history. At the height of the Great Depression, President Roosevelt ordered Americans to turn in all of their gold. Tons of coins, ingots, and jewelry. They were paid in paper dollars at $21 an ounce.
What did Roosevelt do with the gold? Well, it was mostly melted down into gold bars and put in the Federal Gold Depository at Fort Knox, Kentucky. So that's where the Fort Knox gold came from. It used to belong to all the American people, and then the government nationalized it and put it in Fort Knox.
The fort boasts a massive new vault in the middle of a fortified army base in Kentucky. That was the last time the gold was really counted. There's a yearly audit, but it's incomplete. The last full audit in 1954 was followed by a media show and tell in 1974. But a recent attempt to force full disclosure was defeated in the Congress. Precious metal billionaire Eric Sprott says aloud what many suspect when asked, is there gold in Fort Knox?
That's a good question. There has been no audit since, I think it's 1954, something like that. An audit would not be a difficult thing to do. I think you have to assume that all the gold's not there. I think you have to assume that all the gold's not there.